Hi Gemini, here's a general look at your solar chart for June 2012, and happy birthday. Now in June the Sun is in your sign until the 22nd, meaning the way should be clear for you to get on with the kinds of things you really would like to do for yourself. It's likely that there'll be some moments when you'll have to break a routine or alter routines to suit somebody else. That's going to be over the first 11 days. It's likely that there'll be moments when you've got to be more understanding towards another and put yourself out in a more selfless kind of a way, even when you're not in the mood or when it's inconvenient. But you will be busy and very mentally active with comings and goings and socializing from the 3rd onwards. Now, until the 10th, well, Venus smouldering away in a background area of your solar chart. You and another could be joining forces quietly, keeping a low profile. Maybe you and others are working on a good cause or a worthy project, whether it's personal or for, for the wider stage. Or maybe that's going to be connected to health, or maybe spiritual sorts of reasons, kind of healing, this feeling of retreat there. Also, this may signify a relationship you find healing and nurturing in some way, but which you know is personal, it's private, you maybe keep quiet about that, and it does have this feeling of supportiveness though with it. This changes, though, when Venus moves into your sign from the 10th, feeling good in your skin then, lots more socializing beginning to happen from then. Relationships of all kinds will be favorably highlighted, boosting your self-confidence maybe, your love life probably, expanding your social circle as you turn that sort of friendlier, more extrovert sort of face to the world, and this is going to make you seem more attractive and appealing to others. You could be feeling somewhat self-indulgent too, and in the mood to treat yourself to things, maybe pleasurable sort of activities or purchases which boost your morale. Would be a very good time for some retail therapy, I think. On the other hand, people may just want to give you stuff, that would be also a good time to get yourself a bargain. Now, energy levels could be lower until the 11th, and you shouldn't expect too much of yourself until after then, when vitality begins to improve. So the vibration up till the 11th is suitable for spending less time on really pushing yourself with energetic physical activities, and more time on sort of low-key, nurturing, maybe imaginative or spiritual type pursuits, or sort of background working, being in a sort of a kind of a chilled out sort of a way. But then when Mars, planet of vitality and physical action, enters your sign on the 11th, it will bring with it improved energy levels. It'll make you feel a lot more outgoing. You'll be ready for action now that time of sort of just kicking back a bit, or maybe it's been a time of uncertainty. That time will have passed, and the mental focus will sharpen, and you'll become clearer, maybe more articulate, more definite about what you want in material or financial ways. And from then on, there's going to be this friendly, sociable, lively energy which keeps you busy and on the go. Now, Jupiter has made a significant move in June, will make. It moves on the 5th into Taurus, will be there for about 12 months. Jupiter, from there, working from there, will be helping you grow most through inner work, background stuff, study maybe, efforts you make behind the scenes, maybe for therapeutic reasons sometimes, or spiritual, or reasons, or even charitable, you getting into charitable work. Also, it's great news for you arty Geminians as well, because it can really stimulate your imagination and also your dream life. Taking more time for inner reflection and self-nurturing activities, either because you need to, or because you choose to. Perhaps as a preventative measure, perhaps because you want to just touch base with yourself, learn from it, because Jupiter is a teacher planet, and this Jupiter energy will be opening doors to, potentially, for those of you who are into this stuff, other dimensions, other planes of understanding. And this is a good transit for developing any healing or psychic or spiritual ability, and also artistic ability. A special relationship could be blossoming quietly in the background, or some of you may be cultivating a project, again, in the background, behind the scenes. However this is working for you, it means you'll be expanding your ability to be self-reflective, to give more of your time to or understanding to something or someone you consider to be worthwhile over the next 12 months. That's from June the 5th. Saturn continues its transit of Libra until autumn 2012. Now, in this Saturn cycle, you'll be learning, and you are learning, to slowly overcome obstacles so that you may more fully enjoy activities that you find fun, that you find empowering, self-expressive. You'll have to be persevering and organized, though, related to those things. And also, for some of you, related to children, young people, animals, speculative projects, also romantic partnerships, romantic liaisons, or entertainments of any of which will need this kind of almost like calculating, methodical, routinized approach to kind of, slowly come together. So structure and self-discipline is going to be needed in that area up until later in 2012. Those of you involved in the arts or the leisure industry or promotional performance type activities should be, again, finding that self-discipline is a key feature, and you need to take the long view, because nothing happens quickly with Saturn in that area. But you can build. Saturn is a fantastic builder. So now in March, Uranus finally ceased bringing uncertainty and change into your career sector, where it's been for 7 long years, and began transiting a progressive, very futuristic area related to your hopes and dreams. It's also a very sociable part of your solar chart, emphasizing group efforts and new friendships. This is an extremely positive vibration for you, Gemini, and it's doubly likely you'll begin hanging out with a new circle of people, be ever more exposed to fresh, even groundbreaking influences, unusual, unconventional influences at times, which you will find inspiring, or maybe you'll just go, oh, well, that's the way it's done, is it? That's, different. Because there's an really experimental feel with this Uranian transit, but some of what you're exposed to will get you thinking along very different lines. Access to a certain group could be kind of intermittent, however, but there is this experimental feel to all of this. And, as I say, very unconventional in some cases, and this spirit of nonconformity that comes along with the Uranus vibration will mean that you may be raising a few eyebrows, because you will just get kind of fired up with maybe getting an interest in something a bit weird, like astrology. Now, Geminians born in the first week or with 6 degrees of Gemini rising are going to feel this vibration most strongly over June. Neptune. Now, Neptune has made a temporary move into its home sign, Pisces. This for you, Gemini, means that Neptune rules the pineal gland. Neptune rules anything around imagination, healing, psychic, spiritual development, getting involved maybe in a more compassionate way through a charity, or putting your ego on one side, because Neptune is completely without ego, it's completely selfless, to further a good cause or to just facilitate and enable somebody else. Neptune here may blur the boundaries or give you a sense you're on some kind of a mission, a higher mission, but this planet of empathy will help you to be less self-centered and more concerned with helping others in practical ways if you just keep your feet on the ground. And make sure that those rose-tinted spectacles are in their box. Now, for many years to come, Pluto is quietly underpinning a slow gear change where your emotions are concerned and sense of deeper awareness is concerned. It also underpins psychic ability and insight into taboo areas. By the way, you Geminians with a couple of degrees, just into a couple of degrees of Gemini or a couple of degrees of Gemini rising, are going to feel the influence of Neptune most strongly over June. And you Geminians born between 3 and 9 degrees of Gemini, with 3 to around about 8 degrees of Gemini rising, will be feeling Pluto most strongly over June. And from the 22nd, finances, goods, property, or anything which affects material security or physical well-being is going to be highlighted. There may be something you want to get your hands on, or maybe something is growing, but it needs your ongoing nurturing attention to flourish. And that's it for June. If you know your rising sign, listen to that too. It'll throw another light on what I've said here. And I'll see you the next time.